Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NFL Week 14. My name is Sia Nejad with WinDailySports.com. Just like every week, I gave you my 3 favorite picks against the spread and my 3 favorite games to play in daily fantasy. Let's get started with the picks. The first one, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off a bye are -6.5 against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have been playing good ball lately, but that's mostly against bad teams. They could have lost to Jacksonville last week in overtime. They will lose this one, and they'll lose it comfortably. Take Tampa Bay to cover the 6.5. Even if it creeps up to 7, I still like Tampa Bay in this spot coming off a bye. The Houston Texans, they're playing Chicago. The Texans are -1 at the Bears. Listen, both these teams have been subpar this season, but the Texans had a very spirited effort against the Indianapolis Colts last week. They are not mailing it in. They do have some injuries to monitor on the offensive side of the ball, but at the end of the day, this is Deshaun Watson and Mitch Trubisky. Go with Deshaun Watson, give up the point. Houston wins this game and covers the spread. Finally, a big game for the Green Bay Packers. They're -7.5 at Detroit. Detroit usually does not have Green Bay's number here, and Green Bay will cover this 7.5 point spread. Yes, it's a big spread. Kenny Golladay is probably not going to play for Detroit. DeAndre Swift might play for Detroit. He probably is going to play, but the point is they just don't have the firepower to keep up with Aaron Rodgers and company. Give up the 7.5 points. The Green Bay Packers will cover it. Now, the games that I want to stack in daily fantasy, the games that I'm going to want to have shares of guys on both sides of the ball. Let's get started with a game that I have not discussed yet. The Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The over-under in this game is 52.5. Listen, there are so many different ways to stack this game, but I probably like to stack with Ryan Tannehill starting it with maybe an A.J. Brown, but we have to monitor A.J. Brown's status. He sat out practice today, and we don't know if he's a full go. I guess he will suit up, but regardless, A.J. Brown might play the decoy role. If you're comfortable playing him, that's great, but Corey Davis is a fantastic option, and he's very reasonably priced. So think about Corey Davis, think about A.J. Brown, but you have to monitor A.J. Brown's situation with regard to his ankle injury. Derrick Henry is an obvious good play. You can play 3 guys on that side, 2 guys on the other side of the ball with Jacksonville. James Robinson is a horse. He's a beast. He will get plenty of touches. DJ Chark coming off a bad game. This is a great bounce back spot. He is reasonably priced. James Robinson and DJ Chark are my favorite guys on that side of the ball. The next 2 games to stack, listen, we've talked about both of them already in my picks section. The Vikings at the Buccaneers. This is another high total above 50. All the games I'm talking to you about have totals in the mid-50s. The Vikings at the Buccaneers. Listen, you can, on the Vikings side, it's pretty easy. You go Dalvin Cook, maybe, although Tampa's very good against the run. So you might want to go Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen or both, and you can pair them with Cousins if you like. Otherwise, if you're not trying to play the quarterback on that side of the ball, grab Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and then grab Dalvin Cook as well. If you want to do the Tom Brady stack, that makes a lot of sense. You do have to monitor the injury situation of Mike Evans, who has not practiced yet this week. We'll see what happens tomorrow and the next day. You can find all this information out on Fantasy Sports Radio, particularly the Win Daily Show, which is 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday night. Regardless, on that side of the ball, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady with an Antonio Brown is my favorite part. It's my favorite stack to make, especially with Godwin being banged up with his hand and Mike Evans having some injury issues. Ronald Jones is also in play here, so you can stack this game either way. Gronkowski is in play. There are multiple people on both sides of the ball that you may want to have shares with. The final game to stack, the Packers at the Detroit Lions. Listen, Green Bay. Yeah, it's your choice of it. You want to be contrarian, take a Robert Tonyan, for example, or maybe an Alan Lazard, or you just want to go full throttle with the guys that have gotten you there, which is Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. Listen, I actually like playing Aaron Jones as kind of a contrarian pivot off the Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams side of the stack, but you can absolutely play Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Maybe you throw in a Robert Tonyan, an Alan Lazard, a Marcus Valdez-Scantling. You can mess with that if you want. Or you can play Aaron Jones and then stack the other side of the ball with maybe a Matthew Stafford and a Marvin Jones who has been playing lights out. Obviously, DeAndre Swift, if he's playing, he's in play. Obviously, the better side of the stack here is Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and then mix in some other Green Bay Packers players if you like. And then on the other side, you can play a DeAndre Swift and you can play a Marvin Jones or either or. Obviously, TJ Hawkinson is in play as well. These are the stacks I like. These are the games I like against the spread. Again, tune into Fantasy Sports Radio for all the shows, for all the content, including the Win Daily Sports Show Saturday night. We look forward to seeing you there. We look forward to Week 14, and we will march on to Week 15. Let's get it.